the involvement of a broad base of community elements to guarantee that access. In the utilization of the station's facilities and in its programs, the following communities will receive first priority: those who continue to be denied free and open access to the broadcast media, and those who suffer oppression or exploitation based upon class, race, sex, age, creed, sexual orientation, disability, or immigrant status.
WRFG operates from the frequency of 89.3 megahertz as authorized by the Federal Communications Commission. Opinions expressed on WRFG do not necessarily represent the opinions of Radio Free Georgia Broadcasting, Inc., its staff,
How's the
or
volume?
volunteers.
You good with it? He
This
had said
program
it's too loud, it's good.
and/or information which may be strong for some listeners. Portions of this program are pre-recorded. Discretion is advised.
All right, give thanks. Welcome to the Bridge Talk Radio for parents, teachers, and students, and the ones who love them. This is Queen Yenn with you on this beautiful Thursday. I know that many are celebrating this day as a day of feasting, a day of celebration, a day of honoring and standing in solidarity, fasting when it comes to the indigenous people. So whatever you find yourself doing at this moment, thank you for tuning in to WRFG. I'm going to ask you right now to hit up at least 2 people and tell them to tune in to 89.3 FM right now, WRFG.org. If they're not in Atlanta and can't tune in on the radio dial, we have a special program this evening. Some of you are tuned in from seeing the advertisement on social media. You know who we have in this evening, but I'm very happy to have my sister in the studio. I'm going to introduce her in a second. But like I said, I want you to pause for the cause and text somebody and say, hey, tune in, especially if you know they may be interested in detoxification and resetting the palate. Now, we are not here to bash you for all that eating you did. Okay, that's not what we're here to do. Or the eating you're doing right now if you're on that second plate or third plate. That's not the agenda tonight. The agenda is for us to talk about, all right, after these feastings, these celebrations, how can we go ahead and begin to detoxify the body? Give it a little break, give it a little love. Maybe detoxification sounds harsh. Okay, we'll throw that out. Okay, how do we love on the body? And then for those of us who have a goal to shift our liberty plan into the new year, one of the things that can be very helpful is a palate reset. Because when you don't reset the palate, it's going to have those old tastes. It's going to have those old cravings and those old ways of wanting to have things. And so oftentimes we struggle a bit with that lifestyle change, or that I call liberty, not diet, liberty plan change, because we need to do a reset. We can't just jump into that thing. We just, okay, I'm just fast. It can work for certain things, but when you're really trying to shift your lifestyle, and I know many people are, many people are. This is a time of transformation for so many people in so many ways. And with this time of transformation, we are doing things, we're transforming things in our lifestyle that supports us getting healthier in so many different ways.
Yeah.
So
that's right.
Without further ado, I'm gonna bring my guest on in. Hey, Shafi, how you doing?
What's up, boo? How you doing?
Man, you sounding good on the mic per usual.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you for coming in. I know I pulled you away, you know.
Listen.
So listen, shout out to Chef Bee family. Whoever comes through tonight, okay?
Yes.
Don't be mad at her or me, all right?
Yes.
We just wanted to come and vibe out. It's nothing like being in the studio.
That's
so,
right.
All right, you can call in, but if you would come in, that's cool too.
That's
so.
right. We had to come into the studio,
Okay,
yeah. And
thank you.
and you know how we do. We vibe
Yes,
too. So
yes, thank you very much. So for those who may not know Chef Bee, a lot of people in Atlanta do know Chef Bee, but if you don't know Chef Bee with 3 E's, Chef Bee with 3 E's, Chef Bee is a dynamic chef. She has a food prep business, a program I was going to say, but it's a business. She also is doing, she does different events. She's actually doing an event coming up in December at Oyun Botanical Gardens. She'll be doing a
Yes.
7-course
Ooh,
essential oil infused
yes.
chakra themed
Listen.
dinner. That's so dope.
Listen, I'm so excited. I
Man.
mean, I know we've been kind of playing around talking about this menu, but that's a whole nother conversation,
Yeah,
man.
whole nother conversation. I just want to throw that on out there, like yes, and she will be providing her expertise in December in case you want to taste some of what she has available. But I brought her in because she offers something special. You offer actually a few things special throughout the year
Yeah.
that's centered around like reset,
Mhm.
detoxification. I think the first thing I ran into years ago was something you and Jamila do in maybe spring.
Yeah, spring into the raw.
Spring into the raw.
Yes.
Yes. I ran into that was years. How long you all been doing that?
We did that. We actually don't do it anymore.
Okay.
Jamila is definitely off doing other things.
Uh-huh.
And so I think just like the palette reset has sort of taken the place because I
I
still
got you.
wanted to engage with the community and give them an opportunity to have a reset
Okay.
experience.
Okay.
So we've sort of, that's to bed, we put that to bed, but now we have this other experience for people that's a
Okay.
little bit more
So you answered the
robust.
question because
Yeah.
I was going to ask about that.
Yep.
Because I do remember you doing that successfully. But anyway, before I jump all the way into it, introduce yourself to the audience who may not know you. You can
Yes.
introduce who you are, what you got going on, all that good stuff. How did you get here? Whatever you want to share.
Man, thank you, Yen.
Mhm.
This is what the second or third time, maybe the second time I've been in the studio with you on this
Okay,
show.
second
So
time, I think.
yeah, so
Yes.
this is nice to be back in the
Yes,
building.
thanks. Welcome back.
So I'm Chef B. That's B with 3 E's. B, empowered, energized, and engaged. That's what it stands for.
I don't think I knew that.
Yeah. So
Empowered, energized, and engaged.
yeah,
I like that.
yeah. So we're not just a regular old B. We the B's with the 3 E's.
Yeah.
And just an educator, a very passionate person for the folks in the community. Originally trained mathematician, originally from Guyana, grew up in Brooklyn, moved to Atlanta. I've been here for 3 decades now. Yeah, it's
So
crazy. So I say I'm an apple peach.
Apple peach.
I'm an apple peach. Because I mean, I still gotta keep the New York vibes going, right?
Yeah,
so we
and
gotta
the
do that.
Guyanese vibes.
And the Guyanese vibes.
Yeah, you definitely
Of
give
course.
Guyana for sure.
Of course.
Yeah, we love that.
So so for many years just doing the work of education really in the mathematics space. And I would say maybe about 12 years ago, just really sort of kind of tethering between the two and saying, look, I really want to do the work in the community of showing folks some other ways that they can be, how they can be in terms of their food, their lifestyle, etc. So yeah, I was straddling the fence a bit and then decided
Straddling the what fence?
the
Okay,
education.
tell that story.
So okay, I'll tell the story.
Yes, it's because that part of your journey is profound.
Yeah.
The fact that you come out of, like education world.
Yeah, academic.
Collegiate. Education, collegiate. Oh gosh,
Yes.
that's a whole vibe to have a passion on you and doing it at the same time.
Yeah.
Like I met you, you was doing that, but you were also doing like chef demos and had a whole like TV show. Like,
And you remember that?
Like, yeah,
you remember that? I was
that's
like,
how I met
gosh.
you. I remember you was doing shows at
TV Fresh.
TV Fresh.
Yep.
But I feel like
then it was,
other
but when we actually did, you were on my show. It was in my
in your
neighborhood.
neighborhood
The
at
grocery
that
store,
store.
the Georgia
Yes.
Peach Pantry.
Yes. See, you was doing all of that at the same time, and then I remember hubby came by the garden one day. I was like, Chef B, she took the lead. She said something like that. I was like, oh, for real? Okay,
Yes.
Oh my God, tell her I said that's what's up because I know how it feels.
It's a lot
to have to go ahead to have to.
Yeah.
You may not want. I mean, it's some things that kind of keep you back and
true.
forth, but at a certain point.
It's
you
true.
got to.
You got to.
Or else it's just gonna keep on riding until it does.
Yeah, and I think, just kind of going back there to share the story a bit. So, I was dealing with a health challenge at the time. And so just working to navigate my health challenge, I had a new baby, new position, dealing with a lot of stress, coming out of a bad relationship. And, I gained a lot of weight, and just so things were very much out of balance. And I had to work to get everything in balance.
And see, I didn't
Yeah.
know. I learned in the recent interview that we did together about it, but I didn't know at that time because you was wearing it well, sis.
Listen,
You was out here doing it.
I had gotten up to, I think, like 220 something
Wow.
pounds, but that's not really the weight that
Right,
I'm usually at.
Right.
And so, yeah, with that, I was just like vibing when I went and had this experience. I was like, yo, I'm feeling like this could be the next thing for me. And just really putting myself in environments where I could see if it's a good fit, see if it's all in alignment. And it just started growing. And, I think just the ancestors just kept pulling me in this direction. And as much as I loved teaching, I definitely felt this burning urge, this desire within myself to shift and do some different work. Because I felt like while mathematics for the young people is critical as a gatekeeper for opportunities, I'm like, man, if you don't have your health, like that supersedes everything, right? So for me, I was just like, yeah, I need to make a move.
Yeah.
And it's just been dope. It's been dope. I mean, I still teach, believe it or not. I've actually now I feel more empowered because I'm able to teach and do the things that I want to do versus it being the opposite. And I was like, man, that's how it should have been the whole time.
Yes.
So I'm now standing in my, entrepreneurship, doing the things that I enjoy doing, but then also still serving in that educational capacity.
Same.
Because that's just
who we are.
That's who we are.
Yes,
that's who we are.
And doesn't it feel great to be exercising that passion as well as that talent that God gave us?
Yes.
In the field that you love, your passion. Like we talk about it all night.
We can talk about it all
day, all night. Like that's the type of teaching I definitely like. I definitely know the feeling. Coming out of education and now still absolutely building out classes, teaching classes, but doing it, on a topic that I love. I love to talk about the reality of God or metaphysics or chakras, all these different types of things.
Yes.
And just hearing you were a guest on one of my recent classes. The way my the class members were reaching out days, if not weeks. I think maybe 2 days ago, somebody was like, Chef B really inspired me. Like you're just a regular thing.
Wow.
Yes, truly. So maybe just that little bit that you share. I mean, you shared a lot, and it was perfect in where they were in that class, that chakra development class, because they hadn't done deep dive study with essential oils. So to hear it from you, and we had at least like 43 people on that class, and people are still watching it. So, give thanks for our talents and skills, and it's so graceful when we're able to do it in not say you and love math, like you said, you like that area study too. I love the babies, but
I'm where I need to be.
Okay.
I'm where I need to be.
Well, let's talk about where you are, because you're not just your typical chef.
No.
Here's what is so interesting about you. You use essential oils.
Yes.
And I love that.
Yes.
I love that.
But Yenn, I'm telling you, just like I know I'm one of the first people on the scene in Atlanta talking about talking about how you can infuse essential oils in food. Because I was just like, with raw food, it just makes sense, right? And so just like really learning and expanding that knowledge, I was just like, yo, this is so dope. And it's like, why don't people know this? Why don't people know about this? Why are we not doing it? And there was a lot of apprehension. They were like, what you talking about? Because I think the way people understood essential oils was in one particular way, through aromatherapy, spiritual practices, all of that. But now here I am saying, but you could actually put in your food and get these other additional things. People are like, really? Like, And it was only till years later, right? Folks would reach out. It's like, I finally get what you were saying. I wasn't getting it right away. I didn't know what you was doing. But now I'm seeing what you're talking about.
It's such a simple and simple. I'm just
it's simple
way to get those health benefits.
Absolutely.
Using those essential oils. Before we jump to the chef, I I want you to talk about the other work you do, because you do holistic wellness work.
Yes.
So just talk about that work, and then let's just move into all the different areas of work that you do.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Because we know you as Chef B, right? Since your name is Chef B, one would think that you're just a chef.
Right.
That's not true.
Listen, I'm like Raekwon the
That's not
chef.
true, right?
I'm chefing up different kinds of things, okay?
The food is just like one of the
It's just one
perks,
little
you know what I mean?
it's just one little
It
thing.
really is.
It's
It
one
really
little
is.
thing.
So it's like I look at you like this like holistic chef. You know, it's like
Yes.
I'm gonna show you how to cook, because that is important. It's one of the things
It's one of the
everybody
pillars.
has to do is eat.
Absolutely.
So I find that to be amazing that you are really good in that area, while you still are very good at assisting people in other ways to
Yes.
just live a whole holistic lifestyle. So just talk about the work holistically and what you do, your work.
So I always like to go back to my training, and I've been trained by two different institutes around life, not even life coaching, but health coaching, holistic health coaching. The Institute for Integrative Nutrition, and then Legacy Holistic Health Institute. And those were two very different programs, but the sum total of those experiences were powerful in that I got a lot of the foundational knowledge around nutritional theories, dietary theories. But then the other cool thing and what Legacy gave me was just the metaphysics and just how really emotions and all of those things that we're not thinking about really impacts how people live and how they feel in their bodies. A lot of times we think, and we talked about a little bit about primary foods versus secondary foods. A lot of times people are thinking it's just the food that they're eating and not considering all of the other things that they're dealing with as, ailments or diseases to why they're not their best selves. And so just going to those schools and learning all of those things and understanding more, and it's still even unfolding more with more knowledge. Gut health program I just finished. It's like, wow, this can't just be about food. It can't just be about food. The conversation is just like when I was doing essential oils. I'm like, the conversation can't just be about essential oils. Then it can't just be about food. Then it can't just be about, meditation. It's the sum total of all of those different things that really shape how we are in our bodies. And we might be in balance in one area, but then we might be out of balance in another area. And so, literally, the work of our life is really trying to keep ourselves in balance in those particular areas, in all the areas, really, and as we call the pillars, right? The cycle, the wheel of wellness. Different people call it different things. And so for us in Yantapo Wellness Institute, because that's the name of my business, we have 4 pillars. It's culinary, coaching, cleansing, and community. And so like literally, like that's what we do. We're gonna feed you, we're gonna nourish you with food, we're gonna help you through a cleanse or a palate reset. We're gonna definitely coach you if that's something that you need, because some people just are in that space. They have some mindset blockages.
You ate good today, honey. And listen, those who tune in, don't be talking about, man, Queen always ruining the vibe. I was telling Chef B on Halloween, I was in here playing a video about sugar being
oh
being
Lord,
toxic.
girl.
We're not here to do that tonight, okay? So, but we enjoy ourselves. This is what I want to say about today too, because it is kind of a topic. It's like, do we celebrate? Do we not celebrate? In honor of the true history of the holiday, right? Do we honor that, but also gather with our family? And we know that food is definitely something that we celebrate around, that we gather around. How do we continue to give honor to our big mamas and grandmamas and even grandbabas and babas who like to cook for the family, like to see them come together? How do we do that? I'll say this. I say it's always about your intention. If for me, there was a time where I was like real rigid about it. Like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm fasting on Thanksgiving. And, I was real rigid. Like, no, I'm not doing it. And I didn't really project it too much, but I did project it. And I would sit at my parents' house and they knew I was fasting. They just knew how I was doing. They knew what I was going to do. But at a certain point, I said, you know what? My mother loves to cook. I hardly ever eat her food because I've been my diet, my liberty plan has been different since I was like 12 than my whole family, because I went vegetarian at 12. in a Southern Black family. So
Yeah,
you already know
I
what that
know.
was. It was looking at me like, you're not eating meat. What you gonna eat? You know, it's
Right.
like a lot of other things. But anyway, I said, I'm going to set my intention to come and enjoy family and connect with my mother in this time. So
Yeah.
that's what it became for me.
Yeah.
So I just like to say that around these times, like, set your intention for what it is.
Yeah.
If you want to celebrate with your family, it's not to say that you're celebrating something that's bad, or if you want to fast, do it in a way where it's in balance. Because
Absolutely.
that's what really matters. Because you can, if you're fasting out of anger or out of, rebellion or resistance, that could be just as bad for your body than just going ahead and eat.
Yeah.
And that's a real dynamic because you will see people say, oh, they ate healthy, but then they still, had a disease or
Mhm.
ailment. That should show you that it's not just about the food. It's also about where's your heart.
Oh yeah.
So if you're going to sit with your family and you eat, you indulge how you want to indulge, let it be a lighthearted time. That's a good time. And then it's a time to now do something with, like Chef B about to say, detox and
Detox.
reset that palate.
Yes.
So that's my segue into you talking about your work with cleansing.
Yeah.
What really got you into really making that's like you just said, a pillar of the
Yeah.
business, cleansing. So what makes that really important for us?
Yeah. All right. So I'll tell you when we started. So Jamila and Jamila had called me.
Jamila, by the way, is a farmer here in
Yes.
Atlanta. Shout out.
Farmer J.
Tipping our hat to Farmer J.
Yes.
Shout out to all the local farmers.
Yes. So Farmer J reaches out to me. Now we're talking maybe like 8 years ago. And she's like, I want to do a cleanse. I want to eat raw for 30 days. You want to do it with me? And I was like, yes, let's go. Let's go. But she knows I'm over the top with everything. So she's just like, you going to do it? I was like, I'm going to do it. I said, but let's bring the community along and do it. She's like, oh my God, why, Chef B? Why? So literally that very first spring into the raw was 30 days. And I think we had about 300 or so people sign up for it. We didn't know what we were doing. It was free. It was all these things. And we had folks from all over the country, places in Europe sign up. We were like, what is going on? And I mean, we saw though that, and I mean, that was me collecting data. It was really difficult for people to finish. There's a level of discipline and focus that you need to have to really, I think, get through something like that. So what we found that we started doing was just making it less time. So we started 30 days. Then the next year we did it. I think we went down to like 21 days. That was the people were still falling out. Then we did 15 days. This is fully raw. 15, well, again, 30 days started, then 21 days, then 15 days, then 10 days. We were like, ooh, 10 days felt like a sweet spot. But they were making their own food. That was the difference. They were making their own food. And then we did still see some fallout because people were trying to source ingredients while working, while doing the things.
Because eating raw, it's a lot.
It's a lot of preparation.
Do preparation.
Right.
You can't just eat anything because it's raw. I mean, either way, you
right.
can't just eat anything, but
right.
Is that
all of those things?
Yeah, when you're raw.
So I mean, we did that for years. We developed Spring into the Raw. Then it was Falling for Hell. Then it was Summer Like It's Raw. I mean, we do all these. It was so much fun. And then Jamila, she decided to move on with different things. And then me moving more into the meal prep, I started seeing that there was a bigger issue. There was this fear and this struggle that people were having because they knew that they had to eat differently because they might have gotten a diagnosis from their doctor, but they didn't know how to move from eating all this way to now shifting and eating this way. And I remember specifically, I was with my mom and my boys. We were in Charleston, and someone had referred me, a doctor had referred me. And the woman and I were talking, and she was just like, now, is it going to be good? Because, I mean, I don't know about this plant-based thing, but the doctor said that I'm pre-diabetic, and I got this, and I got that. And I was like, oh, my God, like, this is an opportunity. It was so clear. I was like, okay, we need to really set your palate if you're going to now move into a meal prep program with us.
And that's
And
the
that was
importance of resetting.
that was it, because if I'm eating a certain way, my palate is overstimulated by processed foods, whether it's a lot of sugar, whether it's a lot of salt, whether it's a lot of things that I just don't, whatever that is. And now to move to something that's cleaner, you're just kind of setting yourself up for failure in a sense. So there needs to be the work of mindset shifting, eating a little bit different before we can actually even move into this space. And that was really when the palate reset was born. The other piece of it was, I was like, 10 days was still too long. It was still enough time for people to fall off. So I was like, let me make it a week. Let's just do Monday to Friday. Let's just do Monday to Friday. 5 days, right? So I can kind of get you right. Saturday, Sunday, start getting your mind right. But let's see how it feels if you ate clean for 5 days, 5 work days. And let's do it for you. Let's make all the food for you. So that was the shift, right? And so with that, now all you have to do is show up. Now all you have to do is plug and play, do your thing, right? And you get community, you get support from myself, but you don't have to worry about this food thing. You just got to eat the food and enjoy the food and think about how you're feeling in your body while eating the food. And so that's
an intentional experience.
Yeah.
It's not just, food prep and,
Yes.
no community.
Exactly.
You can sign up for food prep with other programs, I can imagine, but it's not going to come with certain levels of trying to help you. That's pretty dope.
Yeah, like talking to you. We have like onboarding. We're like, okay, you get an email every day. So we're talking to you, asking you to consider this, that, and the other, check-ins, all that. Because I know how hard it is for people, And then so this year, what I said was, I feel like people need more. I think, going back to now being able to do this work full time, it's like you now know that you can really recalibrate periodically, give your business, give your programs more iteration. Girl,
this would be exciting.
I love it.
Be having all type of plans.
I love it. So now the new thing that I'm adding to this is, all right, so now you've done the cleanse. Come and work with me in the meal prep program for an additional 2 weeks. So I want you to see what it's like to have structured meals. Somebody's preparing your meals that are in alignment with you. They're clean meals. So you cleanse, you do raw, and then boom, we shift into the meal prep. So it's almost like a 21 days.
Right. It's moving them through that.
Yes.
Your 21 days you were thinking, but in a different, or, you moved into doing it in this structure. It's like you literally moving them through it to support them.
Yes.
I love it. Love it. We have to take a break, but when we come back, I want you to tell us more about what that cleanse look like, the palate reset. What does that look like? And then also, I'd love to hear about, you have a service that you do where people can come in and cook with or prepare food with you.
Meal prep Sundays.
Yes, I want to hear about that. And you probably got a billion other things that we can hear about. We're going to take a short little station break, but we're going to be right back. Who you're hearing in the audience right now, in the studio is Chef Bee. Chef Bee is a educator, a holistic wellness educator, assisting people with establishing a holistic well lifestyle. I love that. So many people in Atlanta are doing that work. Shout out to those who are doing that work. We need them.
Yes,
and so here's the thing.
do.
With their support, we're able to live our lives in the way we need to. And then when we really need that support in resetting or detoxing or releasing, doing those type of things, then we have those people. So shout out to everybody who's doing that type of work in the community, and make sure you are engaging in what they have going on, because that's how we really will stay well. We already know that it's not about, prescription medications and going to the doctor. We know that it's about really shifting our lifestyle.
Yes.
And there are people out here to support that. So when we come back, we'll continue the conversation with Chef.
Yes. Hey, you guys, how you doing? My folks on YouTube. Hello.
WRFG presents our second annual Holiday Kickback Gallery 992 from 3 to 6:30 p.m. In the intimate venue of Gallery 992 in the West End, attendees can expect a roster of local talent. Poets include Ariel Marie and Kenneth Zaki. Musicians include WRFG Low Op Radio's TJ Merritt on bass, Jordan Manley on drum. Gabriel Levi is on guitar, Sister Sai on the cello, and singers include Milka, Tafari Malik, and A.E. the Cool. And Mama Jones Caribbean will be cooking it up for those who bring their appetite. Once again, that's the second annual Holiday Cookout from 3 p.m. to 6:30 p.m. at Gallery 992 in the West End. Located at 992 Ralph David Abernathy Boulevard, Atlanta, Georgia 30310. The event is free and family friendly. We look forward to seeing you there.
Yeah, the drummer, the violinist, the opera singer, the funk, the soul, the trumpet piece. WRFG is excited to present the first annual Lioness Stand on Saturday, December 7th at the incredible Peter Street Station. Step into the Lioness Den and immerse yourself into the world of 6 powerful individual women artists and get a glimpse into their musical habitat. The drummer, the funkiness drummer fresh off a tour with Lil Yachty, the violinist, the
Not Lil Yachty.
Bravo, who's performed with the likes of The Roots and Maxi Priest, the opera singer, the beautiful and mesmerizing Jamie Ayala, the soul, the quintessential Crystal Dudes, who has played for the likes of Jacquees, the funk, the vibrant Yasra, who has sang with the likes of Erykah Badu, Lenny Kravitz, and Madonna, and the trumpetees, me, the incredible Tiffany Glenn, your WRC.
Oh, that's Tiffany.
Airship. I am currently on tour with
Oh, sound like her voice.
and I'm nice with Rick Ross, Trina, Q Parker.
Okay, Tiffany, I know you played all them people.
Tickets are $25.
I have to go to Lioness Den.
Show at 7. Once again, that's Saturday, December 7th at Peter Street Station, 333 Peter Street, Southwest Atlanta, Georgia, 30313. All proceeds go to support your progressive, independent community radio station, WRFG. Buy your tickets today at WRFG.org.
All right. We're back live in effect here on 89.3 FM, where you know you get progressive information and handpicked music. And we have in the studio Chef B, who is also a holistic wellness everything. So tell me the name of your business again. Pronounce it for me.
Inyansapo Wellness Institute.
Thank you. Say it one more time. Your voice.
Inyansapo Wellness Institute.
Yes.
Wisdom and patience. It's an Adinkra symbol,
Mhm.
and it means it's the wisdom knot,
Mhm.
and it means wisdom and patience.
Ah.
So yeah, so really with the work of healing,
That's what
it requires wisdom
so
and patience.
much.
A lot of patience.
A lot of patience. It's
Mhm.
not microwave friendly.
No,
It's
it's not.
pop a pill friendly.
Not
That's
at
not
all.
what it is. But I give thanks because I tell people the difference. I've never gratefully I went natural and holistic years ago before I got up in I guess ages that start to be where people are taking prescription medications. But in my observation, it's like, yeah, it'll take me potentially 3 to 8 weeks to deal with something naturally, where you may deal with your symptoms with prescription medications in 7 days, taking
Mhm.
some like an antibiotic or something.
Yeah.
However, through that 3 to 8 weeks, first of all, if you're one that have gone holistic, you have to learn how to be your own doctor. So every time I've had to deal with something naturally, I've learned so much because I had to go deep and research, not just Google, research, ask a couple of people, go to a couple of naturopaths, reach out to a few naturopathic doctors I know, do this, do that. And I learned so much in that process. In the meantime, taking the things I need to do, doing the basic things I know to do is sweat.
Yes.
Yes. Drink a lot of water.
Yes.
Ginger.
Yes.
Garlic. Them like
Yes.
basics, right? But then you may incorporate some kind of herbs or different things into that web, some minerals, something like that. But being able to go through that process, you grow in wisdom because if you didn't go through it, you're not going to learn all of that because you just took something and it just took the symptoms away. Notice I keep saying symptoms away, not the core reason why you're dealing with it. So you learn, you get that wisdom, but it also does build patience. And I think to me, it has made me honor the body more.
Yeah.
To me, that's what being natural, like doing natural medicine, and what I really, that is what traditional medicine is. It has made me really love and appreciate how amazing the body is.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. And I think for me, I'm older. I'm a little older than you, Yen.
Don't get
Just a little bit, just a little bit. But what I've been thinking a lot about is, gosh, there's so much that you have to do for your own maintenance. And it's a full-time job. And I just worry about the folks who are not, because even in me, I feel doing the things, I still be feeling them pains. I still be aching. I still got to stretch. I still be like, dang, what's going on? So, and then like the deeper interrogation, like, really, why am I still feeling this? What's going on? Your body's changing, you're getting older, there are new sensations, new experiences that you're having in your body. And I wonder, for the folks who are not being as diligent, what are they experiencing? What is that looking like for them? And so it's like, gosh, the work of healing, the work of maintaining yourself, sound, mind, body, spirit, all of it is literally a full-time job.
It really is. And it's, and I do realize that more people are not working a job like it used to be prior to 2020. So alhamdulillah for the silver lining of that, more people working from home, more people are having more time, people are taking more autonomy over their time. They're kind of demanding, no, I'm not coming into the office that
Right.
much. No, I'm not going to be working on those days. Get over it. So that's a beautiful thing. But people are still like working full time.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's like, how are we doing that? Because I do know the
Yeah.
full time job is to stay balanced and stay
It's
well.
very, and you know what's also interesting? We got to talk about this: the stressors of working a full-time job. So all of the anxiety and stress that you might experience working a full-time job. Let's say you decide, I'm going to move away from that. Oftentimes, people are finding that they're being diagnosed with autoimmune diseases because it's almost like the body is not able to relax. And it's almost like this. This is what I equate it to. When you're in a car accident and you don't feel the shock of the car accident until a month or even longer later, once you've kind of settled in, kind of moved on a little bit. This is what's happening. This is what's happening to so many people, the stressors of being in those spaces. And then they stop.
I never thought about it.
Yes, you see a lot of women in particular with autoimmune diseases. And just looked at something recently, and they were talking about just how it impacts. So we hold on to emotions, and we really just sort of deeply keep it in us. And those things are now translating to things like lupus, things like MS, multiple sclerosis.
I'm seeing it much more than I did before.
Yeah.
Much more than I did before. Wow.
Mhm.
So let's get back into the work you're doing. Go into that palate reset. What does that cleanse look like?
All right. So palate reset, someone who is looking to eat better, shift their mindset. They want to do better, but they just really don't know where to start. This would be a great place for them to start. So when someone signs up for a palate reset, this new iteration of it, they would basically get a week worth of raw food, raw juices, cleansing herbs, snack box, coaching, community, all of the things for really what's now like 3 weeks.
Okay.
Because really, really what we know is if someone is trying to change their diet, it's usually about a 3-week experience, 21 days for you to really see difference. It takes about 3 weeks, about 21 days, absolutely.
Okay.
And so through that process, and I gotta say, one of the other reasons why I structured Palate Reset the way I did, shout out to my doctor, she does a cleanse. And that cleanse that she offers her new clients doesn't really have a lot of structure to it. In that, like, all right, I'm going to walk you through
Mhm.
this thing.
Mhm.
It's just like, these are foods that you need to avoid.
Mhm.
These are foods that you need to include
Mhm.
during this time.
Okay, so it's like a list.
So it was like a list. And so for me, I was like, oh, let's put some structure around this. And so that really
Make it real simple.
make it real simple. So I'm like, if you eating these kinds of things, you good. If you're not eating these kinds of things, then
Moving outside of
you
what
move
we're trying to do.
exactly. And so that's what it looks like. And then during that time, again, just helping people with their mindset, really start interrogating the whys of why they're eating what they're eating, why they're choosing what they're eating, and if it's serving them very well, or if there's some things that we need to change.
Mhm. And when you did the class with my group, you were talking about, and they were very interested in this, how that emotions, what you have going on
Yes.
inside your inner environment.
Mhm.
You said something earlier in the segment tonight that primary and secondary, what's it called? The primary and secondary.
Primary and secondary foods.
Mhm.
So you want me to say a little bit more
Yes.
about that again? So yeah, so when we talk about primary foods, these are the things in our environment, the things in our emotions that help to govern our
So it
wellness.
ain't got nothing to do with it.
It don't got nothing to do
It's
with the
what you
food.
ingesting in
It's
the
your
environment.
spirituality, it's your emotions, it's your environment, it's all of these other external things outside of you
That we're bringing
that you're
inside.
bringing inside that does not have to do with your mouth. And the secondary food, that's the only thing really that is impacting that. It's the food that you're eating. But primary foods, it's your thoughts, it's relationships, it's all of those things, because it impacts you on a deeper level, a very emotional level.
And I'm sure impacts that secondary with the choices that you
Absolutely.
end up
Yes.
making in secondary.
Absolutely. And so, I mean, like, just even with gut health and all of these things, so a lot of folks are dealing with gut health. A lot of that is not necessarily connected to food, secondary foods. The gut health issues that people are dealing with usually are dealing with some kind of emotional imbalance that started some time ago. Something happened and it hasn't been resolved, and it's just continuing to manifest. So now when I eat something things, it triggers it. So you think that the thing that you're eating is the trigger, when really we didn't go down to the root cause of it. It's some experience that you had. It could be some emotional thing that you didn't get when you were a kid. It could even be down to the fact that you were a vaginal birth versus a cesarean
Wow.
birth. Absolutely.
That
Because
triggers certain.
absolutely, like it can mess with your microbiome, because you're not getting all of the microbes and the things that you need if you are a cesarean birth versus a vaginal birth. So
Or
you're
I imagine breastfed
and
babies
breastfed
versus,
babies, right? So you're thinking, oh my gosh, like, I'm eating this thing, but it's like, no, let's go way back. Let's go way, way back. Let's see what your relationships were like. Let's see how you were born. Let's see the conditions versus the constitution of you. It really comes down to that.
And then shifting your mind, going in there, digging deep, and doing the work to soothe and heal and shift the mindset,
Yes,
cultivate. And things
absolutely.
like that. That's amazing. So you do that type of work during that palate reset.
Yeah, so we start there. We start.
Wow.
So let me say that.
Damn.
So let me say this. The goal of my palate reset is entry level, because that could be super heavy for someone. We just want to get you now starting to think differently about your food choices, your relationship to food, all of that. So that would be a next step up if someone wanted to do some coaching, etc. But usually the people who are coming, they're like, I just need to eat differently.
Right.
And then, like, from the conversations that we now are having, you're like, dang, I never thought about this. This could potentially be an issue that I never thought about before. So let's maybe go this direction after palate reset and see if we can go further down the rabbit hole to support you. So yeah, it's just ongoing conversations.
I love that. I mean, that's what's needed, because we know what many are acknowledging now. It's been known. What many are acknowledging now is it has a lot to do with food. And
Oh, yeah.
it has a lot to do with the inner atmosphere. That's also now being addressed. You're seeing more doctors incorporate things like therapy with their
Mm-hmm.
diabetic patients or their heart disease patients. We are seeing Reiki being accepted into practices. They're now looking for Reiki practitioners
Mm-hmm.
at certain clinics. So we're seeing it shift, and I
Mm-hmm.
am one that's definitely gonna say I know it's because of this age, what is called age of Aquarius, and this whole shift. I know that's what it is. It's changing now. We're not just saying, this is just because it's inherited. Certain
Yeah.
attitudes, beliefs,
Yeah.
mindsets, and habits of eating has been inherited.
Right.
Our bodies, we come into this physical experience in a quite amazing way with the body. So with the palate reset, you go through that for 21 days.
Yeah.
Then you have the option to continue to work with you by moving into your meal plan program, meal prep program.
Correct.
Well, people choose
Right.
3 days, 5 days,
It's either 3 meals, or they can do 6 meals, or they could do 8 meals. They get weekly meals, so that's again structure, because that's what a lot of people are missing. They get beverages, they get snacks. So that's one direction. Another direction is I really want to learn how to cook. I really want to be empowered, which is my goal, right? I want to make sure that, folks are not just utilizing me as a source, a resource, and that's it. You stop there. That's okay for a period of time. But ultimately, my hope and goal is that you feel the urge to really get back into the kitchen and start exploring some recipes on your own. Some people do. Some people are just they're like, yeah, you could do it for me. You could do it for me. But we keep working on them. But that's another direction that people can go. So we do have that culinary, it's called Transform and Thrive with Culinary Transform and Thrive with Plant-Based Foods, which is our culinary program. And the folks who are doing that program, they can come to our wellness center, they can do live cooking classes with us. And then we also have the program that's online. So they're looking at videos, they're seeing how we're talking about raw food, essential oils, all the things.
So you're plant based, and you're not just all raw.
No.
You are all plant based, and then you incorporate raw and cooked food.
Absolutely. Yeah, because here's the thing, from a dietary theory standpoint, once again, not everybody needs to be raw.
Yeah, I learned that.
Not everybody needs to
raw
raw.
for a year, and I learned a lot.
Yeah.
It did wonders.
Yes.
I definitely would say it had me age backwards. All the things, losing weight, skin shining and brightening. But I had such a hard time with my digestion.
Yeah.
It wreaked havoc on my digestion.
Yep.
And so I landed at 80-20.
Yeah.
I'm doing now, like, I was inspired by the Sun Food Diet book. It's 80-20. You do 80% raw, 20% cooked.
Yep.
So I'm gonna eat a salad every day. That's just a habit now.
Absolutely.
It's
Yep.
like I'm eat a salad every day. And then maybe once or twice out the week, I may eat something cooked, like some chickpeas or something like that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of where I went. But I love that you said that, because in this social media age, it's like we see something, get excited. I lost 50 pounds and I'm raw now. And so, I need to do that. No, you gotta get to learn your own body. And I'm sure you'll talk about that in many of your
Absolutely. And the other piece is we're in North America. We're in Atlanta. If I lived in Ghana, if I lived in Guyana, Belize, my diet would look very different. It would be primarily fruits. But because I'm in a cold climate, I really need to address that. So warming foods, soups, things that are gonna, keep my digestion right, keep my digestion going. The things that are available, the foods that are available. I have to think about all of those things. So yes, again, bio individuality. One person's food is the other person's poison. Raw might work well for you, even in cold climates, but for many people, usually around this time of year, they really need something that's a little bit more warming. Yeah. And even with the palate reset, this last time I did it, which was 2 weeks ago, I had a client. I don't know, I was listening to her before we even started, and I was like, we're not going to do fully raw. I'm going to give you some things that are raw, but we're going to give you some warming foods, some soups. And that combination, like the 80-20 you're talking about, that really worked well for her. She's like, I'm so glad you said that, because I was like, I don't know if I could really do raw. I'm cold. I'm cold in this climate. And I'm like, yeah, let's just shift. Now, if I'm doing a palate reset in the summer, that looks different.
Fruit, cold.
Absolutely.
Gotcha. I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Look, we can talk for a whole another hour, but we got like 4 minutes. So in these last 4 minutes, I want you to talk about essential oils, because when I started to incorporate essential oils in mostly drinks, I'm usually doing it mostly in drinks right now, and salads is easy. I can just my salad. But talk about the benefit of that. Really, the benefit of infusing your foods and or drinks with essential oils.
So I feel like there's multiple benefits. One, definitely from a therapeutic standpoint, you're going to get benefits. So if you're using things for digestive wellness, things like cardamom, ginger, right? Things like that, you're going to definitely feel the effects of that if you have a tummy ache or you're just really trying to work on your digestion. So you're getting the direct benefit of the chemical constituents from that plant right into your system. So that's one piece. One is sexy. It's super sexy to be like messing with some essential oils. I mean, it's sexy. It's so sexy. Like, I love that for whoever tries it, And I mean, it tastes good. It elevates the flavor of your food. And so to me, I think with the work that I'm doing of plant-based foods and really helping people to shift how they view plants, how they view their palate, tasting food, appreciating plants, I think using the essential oils gives me an opportunity to help people to look at things a little bit different. Absolutely. Absolutely. Because even the combinations of the different plant parts that we're talking about, the rind, the juice, the oil, and those things coming together and then you trying it versus not having any of those things in whatever it is that you're using or eating. It's like mind blowing.
It really is so simple and so like
mind blowing, and it's inspirational. It's just like, I didn't know that I could have this experience with food. And for me, if I share something like this, essential oils, or even this conversation tonight with folks, and they are thinking about their wellness differently, they go drink a glass of water, or they're like, you know what, tomorrow I'm gonna have me a salad after this whole Thanksgiving thing. Then we're doing our job. We're doing our job, because it's about inspiring people to really take action and to just do something a little bit different than they are already doing, So,
where can people find you, because they want to find you?
Girl, all right.
More information at?
So more information at Chef Bee with 3 E's. That's Chef Bee Empowered, Energized, and Engaged.com. If you're interested or want to learn more about the Palate Reset, go to thepalatereset.com. Now, let me say this. Y'all don't be spelling like palate the right way. P-A-L-L. Right. They're P-A-L-L-E. No, we want palate. P-A-L-A-T-E. Thepalatereset.com.
Okay.
Get it right, y'all.
The Palate, P-A-L-A-T-E.
Reset.com.
And then Chef B with 3 E's. Chef B-E-E-E.
.com.
Thank you so much, Chef B.
Listen.
Chef B is also on YouTube. You can check her out on YouTube. She has a whole. Chef B been at this for some time.
I'm trying.
So she got a whole lot, that she has been doing over the time, and I admire that. And you have been an inspiration to me. I know you don't. I know I haven't said that too many times to you. I hadn't said it enough, I should say. You have been an inspiration, just your consistency. You too. You too.
Before we go, I gotta shout out the Baba Aitoro, the little fresh outfit that I'm wearing tonight. Love for those of you. Listen, he just came back from Ghana.
Okay.
He all official now.
Okay. Well, listen.
Okay. Like, look, making me look good. Had to come and represent the brother. Yes.
Shout
So
out.
thank you, Baba. Thank you for making me look good tonight.
So thank you for coming in, Chef B. I really appreciate love you. Chef B will be doing a 7-course meal on December the 22nd. Each course will be themed towards a chakra that will be in East Point, Georgia at OUN Botanical Garden. More information about that at OUN Botanical, OYUN Botanical.com. Thank you again, Chef B, for coming.
We love you, Yen. We love
All
you.
right, thanks for tuning in to The Bridge Talk Radio for parents, teachers, and students, and the ones who love them. Make sure you tune back in next week. Same place, same time, 89.3 FM WRAG.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey,
Move
folks,
out your
thank you
way.
so much for staying and tuning in to our live show. Of course, the recording for this will be on YouTube. All right, y'all. Kisses and hugs. Peace.
All right.
A nice smile to meet you, Queen Yenn.
Thank you, Mitch.